Chapter 251 Yiyu's plan. But at the end. But Sarutobi Hanazen became a hero in everyone's eyes. What a good method. If it's more silly than playing with it. Even if the Bofeng Shui gate grows 10 more heads. Even this old man is not as good as this guy. I didn't see him indulging in Shimura's various small movements without paying attention to them. It was to find a scapegoat for yourself early. The ridiculous thing is, 237. Others really think that Sarutobi Hinazawa is a good person. I don't know anything. It was kept in the dark by Shimura Danzo. It's still early, let these old sluts play by themselves first. Yiyu had already made up his plans. The plot of Naruto World will only officially start in 12 years. Naruto was still a baby in swaddling clothes. There is no need for him to stay here to waste time. After all, Demon Slayer World officially started in more than 2 months. He doesn't want to miss the opportunity to Infinite City sign in. But there may be the eternal life he dreams of. And Yiyu also needs to go back to Pirate World first to arrange it. 12 years say it won't be long. It's short but not short. Several strong men including Whitebeard, Big Katakana Middle Mom, etc. He is over 70 years old. If you cannot find pure gold in time, or come up with other solutions, it is not certain whether they can survive for 12 years. Yiyu didn't want to lose these powerful combat powers. In comparison, now Shima World is not that urgent. Sign in locations like Miaomu Mountain. Yiyu can find Naruto in the future. It's not too late to do check-in again. Naruto, I will come to see you in 2 years. After making plans, Yiyu's figure instantly disappeared into the dark night sky. But the turmoil in Koha village. But it didn't end there. Instead, Konoha's internal strife and its decline. It's just started. Konoha 48 years 0. October 11th. That is the day after Naruto was born. It was also the second day of Nine Tails Rebellion. Because of this sudden disaster, it not only caused the entire Koi village to suffer great losses. At the same time, the 4th generation Naruto Huofeng Mizuno, who was rising like the most, was also killed. Even the senior executives of Konoha tried their best to cover up the news. But almost in a day, the news of the death of Bofeng Shuiman is like a hurricane, sweeping the entire ninja realm. The ninjas in all major nin villages were shocked so much. No one can imagine 3.9 at all. Koi village, known as the #1 ninja village. It was actually at this time. Suddenly, he suffered a severe blow. And the Yellow Flash declared in the Third Ninja World War. Current 4th generation Naruto Bofeng Shui Gate, after taking office for a year, just died inexplicably. Chapter 252 Konoha High-Level Meeting. This is really unbelievable. After all, with the strength of Bofeng Shui Gate. But he once stopped the strongest AB combination of Cloud Hidden Village with one person. But such news is for the other 4 nin villages. It is undoubtedly great news. The death of Bofeng Mizuno. It symbolizes the weakening of the power of the new generation of Koha village. This is for Iwam Ninja Village, Sand Hidden Village, and Cloud Hidden Village, who were defeated in the Third Ninja World War. It was like a sudden horn of revenge. Oh, for a moment, the Nina realm that has just recovered from peace. A tense atmosphere once again filled with it. Open black lens bracket Koi village close black lens bracket. The originally prosperous and powerful Koi village. At this moment, it was already everywhere. Look with your eyes. The place where you see is full of ruins. Many civilians saw their homes being destroyed. His eyes were filled with sadness and anger. Especially when they learned. 4th generation Naruto the Huofeng Mizuno couple in order to save Koba village. And after the hero was killed in the battle with Nine Tails. The sadness in my heart is even stronger. At the same time, the nine-tailed demon fox, which is harmful to the chaotic. I also became more and more hated. Only under the deliberate concealment of previous 3 Naruto Sarutobi Hinazo. No one knows it at all. Before the death of the Hokushimazuno couple, half of the 9 tails sealed into their son. Even the incident of Naruto being the son of Hakumazu. Not many people know. After the Konoha senior executives hurriedly held a funeral for the Hakufuku Mizuno couple. Then he couldn't wait to hold a whole village meeting. Discuss matters about the next Natter. Say it's a discussion. But in fact, the candidate has been decided long ago. Of course, it's Sarutobi Hinata, the old man. Looking at the entire Koi village. Except for the passing of Bofung Mizuno. No one can compare to his influence. Especially in the 9 Tails Rebellion. After his movie, level horse flea operation. Only. The process that should be gone must be gone. In the conference hall. Mito Menyon, Shunyu Kaharu, Sarutobi Hiruzen and Shimura Danzo were sitting in high positions. The top 2 of the 4. He is the highest officer who assists Naoka in managing Koba government affairs. The status is 237 and the elders in the village. And the role of the Ministry of Administration. It is also one of the legislative forms of Konoha. First, it is to assist Naoka's work. Give some correct opinions. Secondly, it is used as a bridge between Nation of Fire and Koi village. Convey the country's message. And accept the fiscal expenditure allocated to the village by the state. At the same time, they will also reflect some of the situation in the village to Daming. It can be said that the power is only under Natter. This meeting. It was held by the 2 of them. Chapter 253 Naruto's successor. And off the stage. It is full of elite ninjas from various major families and forces in Koba village. Open black lens bracket Hyuga clan close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Autumn Road clan close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Nara clan close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket The clan in the mountains close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Oil female family close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Inazuka clan close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Sarubi clan close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Shimura clan close black lens bracket. But I don't know if it was done intentionally. Among those present, only the representative of the Uchiha clan is missing. Although that 9 Tails Rebellion has now ended, the sacrifices caused by this are really amazing. Mito Menyon took the lead and said, in addition to the Hatsuki Mizuno couple there are many civilians, Chunin and Shanjini who died in this sudden disaster. But now, we must not just be immersed in sadness. We must decide as soon as possible to suddenly become the Natter's position. Zhuanyu Shaochun showed a helpless look on her face. After taking the conversation, he continued to say down. In addition, the Da Ming of the Kingdom of Fire was furious after learning about this, and shouted we must give a reasonable statement to Koi village. Quote. Thinking about it is really angering. Mito Manyon sighed. Even though we know all this, it's all done by that masked man, but we haven't been able to find out his true identity. Everyone in the audience heard this. A look of shame appeared on his face. As Mitomanachi said, Masked Man is just one person. So they played with their entire Koi village in the palm of their bones. This is for all Konoha's Uchinomiya. It's a humiliation that will never be forgotten in this life. How about passing Naoka's position to the next generation who was cultivated by Hakusuke Mizuno? It's at this moment. Nara Kazuhira suddenly spoke. As an intellectual responsibility in Pig, Deer and Butterfly. Nara Kazuku has extremely outstanding ability to make plans and judge. At the same time, the IQ is also quite high. It has a good reputation in Koi village. His words. It caused some anti-thinking directly among the crowd. After seeing this, Shaochun quickly spoke. Said with deep meaning. Although Minato has cultivated many excellent ninjas, some of which have become supreme ninjas, it is not difficult to see through this 9 Tails rebellion that are layout loopholes. Young people still have a chance in the future, but what they need more now is experience. And it's hard for me to come up with a successor who can command everyone. Liao Hao Jiao. Zhuanyu Shaochun already understood what he said. Don't even think about those useless he. How old are you? That Naokao position that even Hatsukimizu Gate can't sit still. Can you still be as good as those young boys? Then Koi village may fall to what extent in the future? Soho can stand up and inherit this position in such a urgent time now. Chapter 254 Sarutobi Hanako's Self-Recommendation. Nara Kazuki obviously understood the overtone in Juano Kaharu's dialect. It's about to fall down. No longer worry about the previous problems. Actually, he has basically guessed two candidates now. That is Sarutobi Hizen and Shimura Danzo, who were sitting upright at this moment. It's just because Sarutobi Hinaru has retreated from Naoka. As usual, there is no possibility of continuing succession at all. So, will the next Naoka really be handed over to that guy Shimura Danzo? When I think of this, Nara Kazuku's head hurts a little. For Shimura Danzo's hand 237 paragraphs and practices. He is very clear about it. But no matter how disgusted or resisted it in my heart, Nara Kazuku didn't dare to show any trace of it on his face. No way. Who made them not a famous family? I want to continue to make a good life in Koi village in the future. The key is to know when to take in favor. But at this moment, an unexpected figure stood up at this moment. There's no other way, after all, it's an extraordinary time now. Aedj. Sarutobi Hinashin was in everyone's shocked gaze. I couldn't wait to speak. Sarutobi Hinazan, are willing to come out again when Konoha encounters great difficulties and dangers and lead the people who are in trouble out of the predicament. Are you willing? Hiss. The conference room suddenly fell into a shocking silence. Which sound is the imperial pot Wang Zhikun Tuanzang. Unexpectedly, Sarutobi Hinata was so shameless. Sure enough, I still want to beat Naoka. Because of the unfavorable performance in the Third Ninja World War that year. Forced to step down. Almost everyone has determined that the era of 3 generations has passed. But only Shimura Danzo knew it in his heart. Whether it is his root, part, or dark, they all operated normally as they were in power in the 3rd generation. Even if Bofeng Shuaman is at its peak. Sarutobi Hinata's desire for power is in his heart. But it has never been interrupted. But days are killed, days are killed. Is it really necessary for you to act so eager to take the top? Besides, we agreed on a strategy before. Could it be that I'm going to let me stand up and lay the groundwork for you? Then you, reluctantly, accept the position of Naruto. Daily killing, daily killing. Unexpectedly. It took a long time to do it. In your heart. Even I don't believe me. Well, if that's the case, that's going to save a lot of locks and links. Mito Menyon pretended to be completely unaware of it. He frowned and thought for a while and said, at present, only Hinaru you serve as Naoka is the most at ease and the most appropriate thing to make the people feel at ease. That's right. The same expression was also on Shaochun's old face. He said with a heavy focus. Chapter 255 The Decisive Naruto. It is absolutely no exaggeration to say that Konoha's predicament is even when it is life and death. After returning to the bed, Shaochun pretended to be a little confused and said, the news of the death of the Minato couple must have spread throughout the Ninna realm. Those Ninna village who were defeated by Konoha in the Third Ninna Realm War might take this opportunity to attack Konoha. We really don't have that much time to teach a newcomer how to do a good job in Naoka position. If you take over by Sarutobi, you can achieve the best level, whether it is a response strategy or arranging personnel. So, I agree with you continuing to serve as the Nader. There are 2 old people who are escorting the escort, Shaoharu and Mito Menyon. Who dares to jump out at this time and say, no? Not to mention, the 2 of them have just said so clearly. Now people who don't agree. Isn't that right with the entire Konoha high level? So, I also support Sarutobi Hiruzen as the position of Nader. Yes, there is really no more suitable candidate than Sarutobi. So in this way, we can save a lot of time to screen 5 Dynasty Naruto and devote ourselves to the reconstruction of Koba Village. Open black lens bracket 3 generations of Naruto close black lens bracket, please lead us out of the haze and dilemma in this critical moment. The young ninjas below petitioned according to the copy. Ha 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 ha. Seeing this, Sarutobi Hiruzen couldn't help laughing. It really makes everyone laugh. There is a reason for this. Even if it is an old man today, I will overestimate myself. But I can assure you that I will be re-elected as Naruto in addition to taking Konoha out of the predicament at this special moment. I will also start to cultivate the next now for Konoha. You can completely regard me as an agent now. Can you accept such a decision? Having said that, the smile on Sarutobi Hinata's face became stronger and stronger. That's right. I am preparing to cultivate the next generation of Naruto for Konoha. Only. This Naruto candidate will definitely be the elite among our Saruto clan. In Sarutobi Hinazen's heart. The most suitable candidate. Of course it was his son Sarutobi Asuma. Now that the candidate for Naruto successor has been selected, the elites of various major families quickly dispersed. Inside the conference room, only Sarutobi Hinaru, Shimura Danzo, Mito Menyon, and Shunyu Kaharu were left. The 4 old men looked at each other tacitly. No one continued to mention the matter of now. Instead, he focused his attention on this nine-tail rebellion. This time, the turbulent Kyushu's rampage was countless and countless things. At the same time, before the Minato couple died, I also saw a mysterious young man appear. Sarutobi Hazamura spoke first with a serious tone. Mouth. Chapter 256 Suspicion of Uchiha. Has another mysterious man appeared? After turning to the bed, Xiaochun pondered for a moment and said. But what can be confirmed now is that the seal in Kushina's body was indeed forcibly untied. But we can't guess the true identity of the masked man right now and why he killed Paipazi and Anbu. I want to see, Sanchi, that there must be people from Konoha in this matter. Mito Menyon snorted coldly with a pale face. Otherwise, that guy would never be able to master Kushina's position so prepared and so accurately grasp the timing of the action. Also, if there were no people in the village to help him, Anbu would definitely notice it when he crossed the enchant. It won't develop into such a miserable end now. The meeting room suddenly became quiet. Answer that everyone is unwilling to admit seems to have already echoed it. Can they be people from the Uchiha clan? In the end, the evil must be the king of Pot Shimura Danzo. Is there any evidence? Sarutobi Hinata knocked on the pipe in his hand. Asked knowingly. I have to say. His cooperation with Danzo is perfect. At this moment, even Mito Menyon and Juan Nikaharu didn't realize it at all. This scene. Actually, it was Sarutobi Hanako and Shimura Danzo. I had planned, as early as the time of the Nine Tails Rebellion. If it is simply released the Nine Tails, then it will only go wild due to anger at most. Shimura Danzo continued slowly. But everyone can see yesterday's situation. Let's not talk about the obvious 3-Egu Sharingan in the eyes of Jue. If we don't control it freely and destroy it with our response plan, we will not be able to cause such a tragedy at all. So. At this time, Minato Yan had already realized the meaning of Danzo's words. Put your hands in front of you. He said in a serious tone. Are you suspicious of the Uchiha clan who owns the Sharingan? But such suspicion is not aimless. After returning to the scene, Xiaochun nodded thoughtfully and said. After all, only the eye technique of the Uchiha clan can reach the point of controlling the Nine Tails. It's just Sarutobi Fut's the mysterious person you just mentioned. I am still confused about the mysterious man now. Let's talk about this later. Sarutobi Hazaki seems to be not caring about Yiyu's appearance 0. In fact, it's not that he doesn't care about it. 3.9. But he has no idea at all now. Even if you want to figure out the other person's background. There is no way to start either. On the contrary, the situation inside Koi village has reached a very critical moment. The two are weighed. Give up Yi Yu's choice for the time being. It is undoubtedly the most correct choice now. Chapter 257 Danzang's Trick. Only Sarutobi Hanako and others would never imagine it. It was the man they despised. The Japanese meeting directly led to Koi village. And the entire Land of Fire disappeared completely from the map. Although the Nine Tails incident is destined to be inseparable from the Uchiha clan, but what is the purpose of doing this? Quote. That's not simple yet. Shimura Danzo immediately took over the conversation sarcastically and said. Their clan has never given up. I want to restore the rights of their Uchiha clan in Koi village. Danzang, is this your speculation? Sarutobi Hina nodded and said. But such statements are all just your speculation, and there is no evidence to support such an argument. Not now, but it doesn't mean there will be no future. Shimura Danzo continued without discouragement. What's more, if there is the first attack, there will be a second. So no matter whether we have direct evidence about them now, in the future we must strengthen the surveillance of the Uchiha clan. I think a 24-hour surveillance system should be adopted for the residents of the Uchiha clan. We must never give them the opportunity to take advantage of it again. Well, I agree. Mito Menyon took the lead in expressing his opinion. Although the Uchiha clan is an ancient clan who once co-founded the Koi village with the Senye clan. But in Koi village, from top to bottom. But there is no such clan who has the terrifying eye technique. People who feel resistance and fear exist. Even the four of them. I was also very afraid in my heart. So. The Uchiha clan with strong strength. Only in a long time. Gradually excluded and marginalized. However, such an approach and decision will inevitably lead the Uchiha clan to a state of rebellion, adding a lot of unnecessary resistance. Sarutobi Hikaru's eyebrows were shattered. Although he also wanted to find a reason to hit the Uchiha clan. But the reason Danzo said. It's too far-fetched. All fools know. Uchiha clan, it is absolutely impossible to reverse Konoha at that time. You don't have to worry about this. Shimura Danzo said confidently. For this mission, just let Anbu perform 250 secrets. Well, there's no harm in being careful. That's right, this can indeed effectively prevent it. Zhuanyu Kaharu and Mito Menyon were very satisfied with Shimura Danzo's proposal. They all expressed their agreement. Wait a moment. After all, Sarutobi Hinaru was a person who had been Nauka. There are many more issues to consider than 3 people. Even if he wants to destroy the Uchiha clan. But in this situation. But it is related to the safety of the entire Koi village. Chapter 258 3 generations successfully took office. So many Zongnan and Shangnan died in Nine-Tail Rebellion. If there are other Ninju village coming to make trouble. He also has to rely on the Uchiha clan to block the gun. So. Sarutobi Hinashin naturally doesn't want to move Uchiha clan now. There is no evidence at the moment. It is just the actions of members of the Uchiha clan. Such actions are a bit too hasty. It is precisely because there is no confirmation that we need to prevent it in advance. Shimura Danzo argued. If there is really nothing unusual, then this matter is not a bad thing for them, Uchiha clan. It not only clears the suspicion on one's body, but also increases the trust from us, Konoha's senior executives. Isn't this exactly what they wanted to see before? Mito Monasteria. Yeah, that's right. Turning to the blue sky, Xiaochun, I agree with this decision. Seeing this, Sarutobi Hiruzen also chose to shut up. Because he really has no way to compare with Shimura Danzang. A better solution is needed. At noon that day, the 2 administrative department where Xiaoharu and Mito Menyon are located. Then an important piece of news was issued. That is the disciples sent by the 2nd Genesis Hokage Tobarama Senju. Enjoy the praise of Professor Ninju. And also cultivated the famous 3 ninja. Open black lens bracket the first 3 generations of Naruto close black lens bracket Saruto Hinaku. receive the order in the face of danger. At this time of crisis, he is now in charge of the position of Notter. For the entire Koi village people. This news. It was undoubtedly a shot of a heart-wrenching shot. Because in that nine-tail rebellion, they witnessed the charm of Lord Sarutobi Hanako with their own eyes. So now he will be the one who will be that Notter. Of course, the people are willing to do it. For a moment. Koha village, which was originally immersed in a sad atmosphere. The vitality was rekindled. And in the dark, Konoha's new round of reshuffle is in progress quietly. For the monitoring of Uchiha clan. At the instruction of Shimura Danzo. It has already quietly unfolded. At the same time, monitoring of Naruto, who is still a swaddling baby. It officially began since then. Because in addition to the identity of Ren Chuli, Naruto is also the son of 4th Naruto Hakumazu sect. Only. XXX. Whether it is Shimura Danzo. It's still Sarutobi Hanazen. But they don't want the world to know his true identity. That's all. Koi village resumed work after the war leaves. Under the guidance of Sarutobi Hinazo. It began to proceed in an orderly manner. Everything is changing in the previous direction. But the undercurrent has already occurred. Oops. And at the same time the other side. Nation of Fire in a hidden cave somewhere. I didn't expect that the strength of Mr. Minato and Mrs. Kushina's wife was so strong. Chapter 259 Obito's Plan. Uchiha Obito, who has taken off his mask. She was sitting by the campfire with exhaustion on her face. Looking at the crackling firelight, he became a little dazed. Yes, I didn't expect that the two of them would use their lives to stop the Nine Tails from acting. In this way, our actions to collect tailed beast really need to gradually rise from the less difficult one tail. At this moment, the Zuo that has not been separated into Black Ju and Bai Ju. His body slowly rose from the ground. If it weren't for that damn guy who wanted 250 to appear, maybe we could really take the opportunity to snatch the new nine-tailed Mujiri away. Bai Ju said with an angry look on his face. Idiot, that guy's strength is extremely terrifying. He has discovered it before we get close. We continue to lean over and just die. Heiju reminded him with lingering fear. Is there anyone else showing up? Uchiha Obito asked casually with lack of interest. To be honest, he is not concerned about the death of his former teacher, Ma Feng Shui sect. Not to mention the person who unexpectedly appeared in Ju's mouth. Yeah, that's right. Heiju nodded. He spoke in a serious tone. After you left, we originally thought that after the sealing ceremony of the Hakufuku Minato couple, we would snatch that nine-tailed Tsukiriki from the altar before Sarutobi Hinazen. But before we could get closer, we were locked in by a powerful consciousness. Unlike the previous enemy, although that man did not take action, his power alone made us frightened. So after weighing the pros and cons, we didn't take action rashly. Koi village, it seems that AEDJ does not exist a ninja with as powerful strength as you described. Uchiha Obito said with a frown. Hurry up and find out the identity of that mysterious man, otherwise he will likely affect our next actions. No problem, let's leave this kind of thing to us. Bai Ju said proudly. Collecting intelligence is for him who has a nearly infinite clone. It's simply a simple thing. But this time it caused great damage to the vitality of Koi village, and the Chunin and the Yunin died and injured countless times. I believe the entire Ninin world will focus on their eyes. Heiju said with a smirk. In this way, we can safely carry out the tailed beast recycling plan. But before that we seem to need more helpers. I see the Akatsuki organization that was almost destroyed by Shanjiao Fish Hanzo in the Third Ninja World War is very good. Bai Ju also smiled sly with a sly face. Why don't we pull the guys from Akatsuki in, and let them use them for us? This is a good idea. Chapter 260 The Demon Slayer world officially begins. Uchiha Obito had long heard about the Akatsuki organization from Shiratsuki. So it's not unfamiliar with them. Like this. A family with a strong desire to revenge guy. Uchiha and Obito have never been rejected. Okay, let's leave them all to us. Heibaiju said with a smile. Then it fell into the ground again. It disappeared silently. It seems as if they have never been there. The main forces in Naruto world. They are all due to the emergence of Nine-Tail Rebellion. And when planning his own conspiracy in an intensive manner. Return to Yeiyu in Pirate World. It is about to embark on a new journey. 3 months passed in a flash. Whether it is the Enchant Island where the Demon Slayer world is located. It is still the Enchant Land where Naruto world is located. All the periphery are strictly controlled by the military strength of the Dragon Empire. Special control zone was established. Ordinary people cannot get close to them at all. And each special control zone will be guarded by 1 or 2 god generals in person. Your Majesty, the enemies of barriers near Abiana Island has been officially opened, and the advance troops headed by Porosalino God General have successfully entered. At present, the Battle First Command has been established Nation Spider Mountain, and all communications with the outside world are currently kept unobstructed. The troops of Lord Porosalino are waiting for further instructions from His Majesty. A female messenger arrives at night. You and Tianyushi's sleeping and report loudly in the palace. But a pair of beautiful eyes. But I couldn't help but glance at the man opposite me in a swaying position. Tell Kizaru it's all going as planned. Yiyu spread his arms. Let Tianyushi carefully wear clothes for him. At the same time, he ordered in a deep voice. I will personally rush there to meet him later. This time, be sure to eliminate Gui Wui Wusan and his 12 ghost moons and other forces. Then the next thing to occupy Therates become easier. Yes. When the female official turned around and left, I took a few more secret glances with envy. 0. Then he trotted down to pass the order. His Majesty. Tianyushi's beautiful pretty face showed a look of worry. Snuggling gently in Yiyu's arms and said, if that ghost Wuyan is really as powerful as you said, you must be careful. I have Sister Orbia, Sister Pokuk, Sister Bakesing, but they are all waiting for you to return safely and peacefully. Don't worry. Yiyu reached out and shaved his hand gently on Tianyushi's fair nose. He said in a very gentle tone. During the time I left Dragon Empire has all gotten rid of you. Chapter 261 Yoshiyuki Tomuka's Reminder. Yiyu and Tianyushi. Although he has long been an old husband and wife. But the relationship has not weakened at all. Instead, it is getting warmer. And Tianyushi's internal affairs ability is indeed impressive. In addition, Orbia, a black-bellied little white hare, is also assisted. And the ruthless executor of the Empress's method. Yiyu doesn't have to worry at all. During the period when he was away from 250. What accident will happen to Dragon Empire? And as the female official reported just now. After the outer enchantment of the Demon Slayer world dissipates. The Light God General Kizaru who succeeded Barrett and Whitebeard guarded here. At the first moment. Led troops to Nation Spider Mountain. And transformed there into a war in fixing command. Then. While reporting to Yiyu. Kizaru also contacted Yoyashiya. After learning that the other party had sent someone to drive the infinite train. He was as Yiyu had ordered before. 2 vanguard troops were sent to support Demon Killing Team headquarters. With Tanjiro Kaoru, my wife Simone, and Inosuke Kohei. Successfully completed the 3-month special training. After the graduation ceremony of blowing the giant gourd. The 3 of them were also sent to the Infinite Train to support Flame Pillar Purgatory Atsuro. Say it is support. In fact, Yoyashikiya prefers to let them 3 more. The helpers sent to Yiyu replaced the weapons. After all, I discovered that there was news of the existence of 12 ghost months on the Infinite Train here. He directly used Telectronic Worm to notify Yiyu. And Yiyu received the news. First time. First. Let Yoyashikiya create a batch of special Harak knife. After all, the famous sword of Pirate World. Even Yiyu's first-generation Guiche, one of the 12 workers of the Supreme Great Quick Knife. No one can kill the ghost directly. No way. In Yu's words. This is the unchangeable rules of this world. So Zero. Let the demon-killing team headquarters prepare necessary combat preparations in advance. This is a normal thing. And before leaving, I don't know what the consideration is. Shueiju Tomuka Yoshiaki seems to be a little worried about his junior brother. It is specially on the road of the three people after all. I gave a recommendation to Tanjiro Zaoman. Are you going to fight? Tanjiro Sagomon. Yes. You seem to have learned full concentration and breathing method. Yoshio Tomuka stared at Tanjiro Kaoru for a few glances. A meaningful reminder. Remember to continue working hard on 3.9 also. Our mission of Ghost Killing Team is to attack Ghost, and this mission is extremely rare for you. I heard that Mr. Yu would also send his subordinates to support him. Remember not to get into evil with them. The sky of this world is about to change because of the arrival of that man. Chapter 262 Infinite Train. Remembered and have a conflict with that man. Swish. As the words fell. Before waiting for the Sanado, Tanjiro, who was covered in B's face, spoke. Tomuka Yoshiyuki's figure had already jumped away. This is extremely unfamiliar with talking on weekdays. Even inside the Demon Slayer, they are isolated by other pillars. I can tell you so much about Tanjiro Zaoman today. It's already considered an unprecedented success. But obviously, I don't know Yu's true identity. And that day he and Shikiyoshi Sayaya talked about 04 things about Tanjiro. I didn't take these words to heart. In his heart, Yu is still the one who is right for people or Ghost. There is no sympathy for the ruthless character. Then, the three of them embarked on a new journey without hesitation. The sun is gradually setting. Tanjiro and the other three finally arrived at the train station within the specified time. But the appearance of Infinite Train. But it surprised Yuke Inosuke, who had never seen such a thing before. Hey, this. What kind of ghost is this kind of creature? It's that, the owner of this land, the ruler of this land. This length and this aura will definitely not be wrong. Although we are still sleeping, we must not be careless. Watching Harai Inosuke running around the Infinite Train like an idiot. My wife, Zenye, couldn't help but remind. I said this is a train, you won't even know this, right? Shut up, don't talk. Inosuke Yoshihira covered the other party's gaze. He said nervously. Since I have seen that guy's strength, I have practiced very seriously in the past 3 months. Now, let me take the lead against this level of ghost. After saying that, Yuke Inosuke placed his hand on the two swords around his waist. Look at that attitude. If no one stopped him. I'm ready to start working soon. But there is nothing we can do about it. On the one hand, Inosuke Yuhei never saw the existence of trains. On the other hand, after seeing Yu's strength in Nation Spider Mountain, in his heart, he regarded Yu as his target and his biggest enemy. In order to reach the other party's level of 250. During these 3 months of practice, the effort he put in is much more than in the original work. Even Tanjiro, the Sanaman who has great talent. Everyone was amazed at his desperate efforts. Wait a minute, Inosuke. Tanjiro Zaoman suddenly called and stopped. Then he said seriously. Maybe it is the patron saint of this land. If that's the case, it would be too ignorant to attack directly as soon as you come up. Obviously. These two country bumpkins have never seen a train. Chapter 263 The Conjecture Caused by Weapons. For Harai Inosuke and Tanjiro Sataman. I don't know. What the hell is a steam locomotive? I can't listen to my wife Shani's words at all. I took this, iron monster, in my eyes as ghost and land king. You two idiots, didn't I just say it? My wife, Shani, looked at the two of them with an idiot's eyes. He said helplessly. This is a train, have you really never heard of it? This is a means of transportation, something that can sit on people. Although he explained it in detail. But it is still not difficult to see from Tanjiro Kawaman's eyes. The two of them didn't understand at all. Bang! Just at the moment the two of them were talking. The other side of the game, Inosuke, has already used his pig sprint to start first. I got on the train directly. The result can be imagined. Seeing this ridiculous situation, my wife Shani originally wanted to take the opportunity to mock the two of them. However, it attracted the attention of the station staff. Seeing this, the three of them rushed to escape. Damn it, why do we run away when we see those guys? After arriving at a place where no one is present, UK Inosuke shouted unanimously. Idiot, because our ghost killing team has never been an organization recognized by ZF. My wife, Shani, explained angrily. So walking around with a knife like us is actually an act that is completely unacceptable. And even if we say to these people, Ghost Hunter, they will not believe us at all. It will only make these ordinary people who don't know anything feel even more confused. That's it. Tanjiro Zaoman muttered in disappointment. We are obviously working so hard, but no one knows our existence at all. This is nothing to do. My wife, Son Yi, also sighed and said. Anyway, let's hide our Hijin knife behind our backs first. I don't know if the two people mentioned by Wong Wong can appear before driving in time. After all, they need the Hydran knife is still in our hands. While talking, the three of them looked at the swords that were each packed in 2 packages at the same time. This time, the three of them brought a total of 4 Hydran swords. Except for one of them is a special huge one. The other 3, Lee's. There is no difference at all from what they use. But what made the three of them feel very curious? Open black lens bracket Wong close black lens bracket. The news conveyed to the three of them turned out to be. This 4 knives are for 2 people. But no matter how you look at it, at least 3 people are needed. Only by using these 4 knives at the same time, right? Could it be? Is there a person who is the legendary 3 Swords Flow? Chapter 264 Meeting with the Flame Pillar. But isn't the swordsman of 3 swords just found in legend? Does that guy really exist? Doo-doo. It's at this moment. The whistle sound of the train leaving the platform suddenly rang. The three of them didn't have time to think about it. He ran all the way and climbed onto the train at the end. Running so fast. Inosuke Togaki lay on the railing and looked at the scene flying behind and exclaimed. Maybe those 2 people might have already boarded the train. My wife, Shan Yi, first comforted herself. Then he looked at Tanjiro, who was worried, and said. But is it really good to bring Nezuko here? Isn't it the safest thing to leave her at the demon killing team headquarters? It's okay, that's fine. Zajiro smiled gently. Said confidently. Nezuko and I, no matter where we go, will be together. We will never be separated again. I must save Nezuko. Aedj. Soon. The 3 of Tanjiro, the sauceman, were in a certain carriage. I found that Yenju Purgatory Apricot Shoro who was eating very much. Mr. Purgatory, it seems you have a good appetite. Tanjiro Zaoman said with a sneering smile. If I read it right, the boy who was brought to the leader last time is you right. Purgatory Atsuru turned his head and looked at the 3 people standing beside him. He spoke with a high tone. Yes. Tanjiro Zaoman nodded quickly and introduced himself. I am Tanjiro Zaoman, and these 2 are also members of the ghost-killing team. He called my wife, say. This is called Harai Inosuke. That's it. Purgatory Apricot nodded and said. I guess the one in the box you carry is your sister, right? Yes, it's my sister Nezuko inside. Tanjiro Zaoman replied nervously. Well, that's the ghost that was right. Purgatory Apricot Suzuro didn't seem to be so concerned at this time. Smiling and saying. Since the leader has recognized you 2, I won't say much. But the leader asked you to transport things. Have you brought them with you? Take it, bring it. Tanjiro Kaoru quickly pointed at the back of the 2 behind Inosuke and my wife Simone. 4 Hydran knife wrapped in layers of gauze. Huh. Purgatory Atsuru seemed to have discovered something new. Staring at the huge sword behind Inosuke, I'm in love with his cross. He said with a curious face. I'm really a little curious now who will be the subordinates sent by Mr. Yu this time. I actually use such a weird big knife. Chapter 265 Tanjiro's Doubts. If a guy who can use this big knife well, he must have extremely strong arm strength and wrist strength, right? But I didn't expect Ghost Killing Team Headquarters to send you 3 newcomers to such a dangerous place. Quote. Tanjiro Zaoman had no choice but to answer truthfully. We also received a message from Wang Wang saying that the number of casualties on the Infinite Train is still increasing. We are asking us to bring these things and come and meet you. But, having said that, Tanjiro Zaoman's words paused slightly. Then he looked around the location of Purgatory Apricot Suzuro. But I didn't find anyone walking with him. He couldn't help but ask with curiosity. Mr. Purgatory, can you say the 2 adults who need the hydrant sword have not appeared yet? Purgatory Apricot nodded heavily and said. You're right, they haven't appeared yet. But I always thought they would appear with you, but now it seems that they may not have found the Infinite Train as scheduled. It seems that this mission can only be completed by our demon killing team alone. That Mr. Purgatory, I want to ask you something. Tanjiro Zaoman said with some anxiety. What's the matter, you just ask? Purgatory Atsushiro has a very straightforward personality. There is no hiding at all. It's my father's business. Tanjiro Zaoman is not concerned about whether the 2 people sent by Yu will appear. But in my mind, recalling 3 months ago, the scene they saw in Nation Spider Mountain. After a moment of contemplation, then he lowered his voice and asked. He was weak and sick, but he could be in the cold snow, dance kaki dance. I want to know, kakiasu dance and round dance. Does karawu I used in a desperate situation and saw in my childhood have any other meaning? If you know something, please tell me. Facing the request made by Tanjiro Seigo, Purgatory Apricot Suzuro was silent for a moment. Then nodded and said. Well, but I really don't know. It's the first time I even heard of the word, God of Fire. It is undoubtedly a good thing that you can use your father's kakuru dance in actual combat. But for me, I really don't know the relevant information. So, this topic ends here. Purgatory Apricot's character is worthy of being straightforward. There was no slight drag on the whole process. Please think about it carefully. Chapter 266 Yanju's Stepson. But, what else does Tanjiro Kaoru want to say? But he was directly interrupted by Purgatory Akijiro. Be my stepson, I will guide you in your growth and cultivation. Ignored Tanjiro, who is covered in B's face. Purgatory Apricot Saruo continued to say downwards. Open black lens bracket fire breath close black lens bracket has a long history. No matter which era in the 250 era, there will definitely be swordsmen in the open black lens bracket pillar close black lens bracket of fire breath and water breath. Open black lens bracket fire close black lens bracket, open black lens bracket water close black lens bracket, open black lens bracket wind close black lens bracket, open black lens bracket rock close black lens bracket, open black lens bracket thunder close black lens bracket. These are the 5. The open black lens bracket basic breathing close black lens bracket. And the other breathing schools all come from these 5 breaths. For example, Shapai is born from wind. Before Tanjiro of Sosman could react, he actually changed his mind. I asked another question that was incompatible with the previous question. Gutu boy, so what color is your hydran knife? Well, Tanjiro, who was covered in B's face, came to his senses. Hurriedly explained. My name is Stove Door, not a ditch head, but my knife seems to be black. Black knife, this is a bit difficult to deal with. Purgatory Apricot Suzuro seemed to remember something. He suddenly burst into laughter. Isn't it easy to deal with? Tanjiro Zaoman looked confused. He found that. What a knowledge that he felt incomprehensible today. There are really too many. That's right. Purgatory Apricot Shoro said with great emphasis. If I remember correctly, I have never seen any black swordsman become the pillar. And I also heard that it is difficult for the black swordsman to find a school that suits his own practice. So you should come to my disciple to practice. The conversation between the two ended here. And as the train speeds up, the feeling of pushing the back was aroused. The curiosity of Inosuke, who has been guarding the window and looking out, has been watching from outside. He opened the window. So he was ready to jump down. Then compare with the train who is faster. Your approach is very dangerous. Purgatory Apricot Suzuro suddenly spoke. Because, ghosts can appear at any time. No, there are really ghosts on this train. My wife, Shani, suddenly felt like she was about to be scared to pee. As we all know. Among the three, he is the least courageous. Oh my god, it turns out that it is not a train to a place where there are ghosts, but there are ghosts on this train. 3.9 inches. No, I'm going to get off. And the Purgatory Apricot, who was beside him. But it also did not stop my wife, Samono and Inosuke from the funny actions of her wife. Instead, continue to use his high tone. Telling about the topic that I haven't finished talking about just now. In a short period of time, more than 40 passengers disappeared on this train. Chapter 267 The Fire Pillar Takes Action. Before this, weak ghost-killing team sent several swordsmen, but without exception, they all went away. So, the headquarters will send me, the pillar, to come here in person. Turn out to be demon-killing team headquarters appointed Yenju to board this train. I hope to investigate the disappearance of the 40 civilians before for no reason. The truth about going without returning with the demon-killing team members. The leader, Shikia, believed it. This is likely to be related to the winding in the 12 ghost moons. That's why Yu was notified at the same time. 04. Purgatory Xingqiulang regards the surname, Sauce Gate. It's the first time I heard about it. Several people were talking. The flight attendant walked in from the car behind the car. Start checking tickets for Purgatory Apricot and several others. Everyone handed over the tickets one by one. When Tanjiro Satsuman received the ticket he handed over. It seemed that I could smell some bad smell on the other person. Just about to ask. Purgatory beside you, but Xingqiulang had already stood up. The cloak waving. He stood in front of everyone directly. Sir, this place is very dangerous, please back down immediately. It's an emergency now, so please don't pursue the matter of us bringing swords into the car. It was in the area where he looked. The lights went out several times. The ghost that was originally hidden in the shadow. The figure was revealed directly. You can actually hide such a huge figure without a trace. Is this your vampire technique? Purgatory Apricot Saruo praised with a calm expression. Even the breath is hidden very well, but if you try to harm innocent people, my Purgatory Red Flame Sword will definitely burn you to ashes. As the words fell, the red Hydroop knife suddenly unsheathed. Open black lens bracket Yan's breath katakana middle dot eyes type katakana middle dot I don't know the fire. A flash of fire flashed by. Draw the knife between the knife. Purgatory Apricot Shoro had already chopped off the head of the ghost opposite. Good, so amazing, he actually cut off the ghost's head with just one knife. Tanjiro, the three of Zaoman, were stunned in shock. This is the three of them. The first time I saw Atsuro Purgatory, who was Yan Pillar, take action. And before that, they only saw Yoshiaki Temuka at Nation Spider Mountain. And Insect 250 Pillars Butterfly Ninja attacked. So, for the pillar level strongman, my heart is filled with infinite yearning. No way. If you take that terrifying guy Yu as your target. That was a desperate move. In addition to the simple-minded guy, Inosuke would have such a choice. No one else can. There's another one, come with me. Purgatory Apricot Sorora seemed to have noticed something. After leaving a sentence. Then he rushed towards the rear of the car. Chapter 268 Nightmare's Blood Demonic Technique. Come on, Yan Pillar. Tanjiro, the three of Zaoman, hurriedly followed closely. The four of them were in a car quickly. Another ghost who is committing the murder is going to be found. Long and sharp limbs. It is as shocking as 4 blades. The passengers in the car kept running backwards with a scream. Don't hurt these innocent people. Purgatory Apricot Saruo shouted with high fighting spirit. What, haven't you heard me? Your enemy is us. Let me come first, take the initiative. As the voice of Aosuke of Purgatory Ainshiro fell. Then he pulled out his sword and rushed over. Swish 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 swish. However, he hasn't been waiting for him to get closer. Several bone spears pierced from the moon-hunting chamber with thin limbs. Almost pierced Inosuke Tohoku. Whoosh. Purgatory Apricot Shoro rushed by like a fire. While saving Jupiter's help, the other civilian curled up in the corner was rescued. There is no problem now, let's fight quickly. Open black lens bracket fire breathing 2 type katakana middle dot ascending flame close black lens bracket. The knife fell with his hands. The fire surged into the sky. The hot flames are wrapped in endless sharp edges. In an instant, the ghost that was attacking towards him cut off the neck. The power of Fire Pillar. Unstoppable. Very so amazing. Brother Purgatory, your swordsmanship is so powerful. Please take the younger one as your disciple. Me too. And I. Tanjiro, the other 3 of Zaoman, immediately surrounded him with golden stars. No way. Who made the Purgatory Apricot's tricks practical? So handsome again. Okay, let me guide you 3 and train you 3 all into excellent swordsmen. Purgatory Apricot Roshi responded generously. That's all. An unexpected small storm turned danger into safety. And as the train continues to drive, rhythmically bumpy, and the repeated noise quickly caused the passengers in the car to fall asleep. Purgatory Apricot and the 4 of them are no exception. But anyone can imagine it. This is actually a nightmare dream in the one of the lower string among the 12 ghost moons. A gift of death to everyone. That's right. His vampire technique has the effect of making people fall asleep silently. As the triggering mechanism, it was the flight attendant's ticket inspection action just now. Oops. Ooh. The flight attendant knelt down with a humble expression and begged. Please let me see my dead wife and daughter again. A creepy sound. At this time, it came from above the carriage. Okay. Chapter 269 The Core of the Spirit. You've done a good job, go to bed. One of Nightmare's hand fell from the ceiling. Be a family member, have a good dream of reunion. Quote. With the sound of Nightmare dreams falling. The flight attendant kneeling on the floor opposite, instantly fell asleep. Soon. On his face full of sorrow and sadness. Then he showed a long-lost smile. Yes. That's right. He really dreamed of his wife and daughter with satisfaction. What are we going to do next? It's at this moment. A weak sound came from behind. Turn out to be. In this carriage of 250. There were 4 teenagers with the same miserable face as the flight attendant, half kneeling there. Waiting for Nightmare's action instructions. Don't worry, their sleep will deepen in a while. You guys wait here first. The ghost hunter with the senses is highly likely to wake up from the sleep because of the murderous aura and the breath emitted by the ghost. And you should also be careful not to touch them when you are tying the rope later. I can't leave the front carriage for the time being. You all have to work hard before I'm officially ready. In order to have a happy dream, please follow my arrangements. Yan Meng's palm never tires about explaining to the 4 teenagers. That's right. His vampire technique can indeed make people fall into a sleep. But during this period, if someone breaks the spiritual core hidden by the dream creator on the edge of the dream. So far, how powerful the dream creator is. They will be slaughtered by others like walking zombies meat. In order to successfully kill Purgatory Atsuru, Tanjiro Kaoru and others, Yanmeng. First, he successfully lured and induced the flight attendant on the grounds of checking the ticket. Without the 4. Successfully triggered his virus technique and let the 4 of them fall asleep. Then, he also tempted his dreams. Or, An action order was initiated to lead the 4 young people to dream of a Katsuro. Let them 4 of them. Use a special one. A rope with special abilities that can invade the dreams of people tied to a rope. Entering the dream of the 4 people of Purgatory Apricot Shoro. The method of use is also very simple. As long as the user tied one end of the rope to the target's hand, the other end is tied to your own hands. Then you can successfully enter a deep sleep. Then invade the other party's dream. During this period, if you use the hydroop knife directly to cut the rope off, then it is not the user of the rope of the dream owner. Will lose consciousness forever. But the dream created by nightmare dreams. But it is not infinitely extended. Instead, it surrounds the dream owner to form a ranged dream circle. Outside the dream circle, it is the unconscious realm of the dream owner. In the dream master's unconscious realm, there is his spiritual core. Chapter 270 Nightmare's Plan. If the core is destroyed, then the dream owner will lose consciousness and become a useless person. Even if killed, there will be no resistance at all. And in unconscious realm, there is no thing in general. However, in the dream of people with strong self-awareness, other things may appear in the unconscious realm. As for nightmare, he usually won't take the initiative to enter other people's dreams. Because, if the dream owner has a strong sense of self, nightmare may resonate with it. And in turn, they are influenced by the other party. And the nightmare that has the safest killing plan. How could that happen? The current plan. You can do it without the knowledge of the 4 gods of Purgatory Apricot Shoro. Catch them all in one go. There is no possibility of failure. And the situation in the car. As he expected. Purgatory Apricot Sururo, Tanjiro Kaoru, my wife Simoy, and Inosuke Yuhei quickly entered the dream. In a dream, my wife, Simono, was running back and forth between the fields with Nezuko's hand. That's so happy. And Inosuke Yoshihira transformed himself into a transformation. Become the captain of the expedition team. With Tanjiro Kawaman, who is like a mole, and my wife Simone. A new round of adventure began. And Yan Pillar Purgatory Apricot Shoro dreamed of. It's because his temper is not very good. Father who puts all his passion and hope on himself. As for Tanjiro, Sosman is no exception. He is also thirsty. Looking forward to family affection. No surprise. Dreaming of a long-dead mother and family. In a dream. At this moment. In this room full of laughter. It seems that all bad luck has never come. And in the real world. Infinite Train is still moving forward at a rapid speed. Yanmeng stood alone at the front of the car. Looking at the scenery that flashed on both sides. Feel the beautiful dreams of the people in the carriage. He spoke with an intoxicated face. You are so happy to die in a beautiful dream. No matter how powerful the ghost hunter is, as long as it is a human, then his power and water source will always be the heart and the spirit. As long as you destroy the spirit core, no matter how powerful it is, pillar can also easily kill. 0. Everyone's heart is as fragile as glass, vulnerable. At the same time, 4 puppet teenagers who were brainwashed and used by nightmare. He also quietly came to the side of the 4 of Purgatory Apricot and the others. Are you going to tie the rope to their wrists? Yes, but be careful, don't forget to tie the knot. Depthy breaths require several times on the side, so that you will fall into sleep. 1, 2, 3 inches. 4 brainless teenagers rely on the dream rope given by Nightmare Dream. Successfully entered the dreams of the 4 people, Apricot Sururo and Tanjiro, the Sonoman. Mouth. Chapter 271 Ye use advance force, Hawkeye and Zoro. I'm really sleeping heavily. If this happens, I probably can't wake up. The nightmare standing on the front of the car obviously noticed the changes in the car. The sickly smile on the face is even more intense. Murmur. The rope I made is a special technique. It can invade the dreams of people tied with ropes. I always fight in the most cautious way. Because even if it is the 250 pillar, as long as you fall asleep, you will be like a baby. As for the other miscellaneous fish, let's wait until I clean up the ghost hunter and then slowly enjoy this big meal. Well, what is that? The expression on Yan Meng's face instantly stopped. He looked at the two men standing on the lost road in the distance in front of him. Am I dazzled, isn't there just now? Yan Meng muttered with confusion on her face. But he didn't take the two men who were dressed in strange clothes to heart. After all, even a ghost, in terms of strength alone, it is also incomparable to the fast-moving train. In his opinion, the two people on the track ahead were dead. He doesn't need to take action at all. However, this time he was very wrong. Mr. Mahawk, that train is indeed our target this time, Infinite Train. Zoro squinted his eyes. First, I stared at the two big words Infinite written on the front of the car. Then he turned to report to the master, Hawkeye, Jorikel Mahawk, who was standing beside him. That's right. This time, the advance troops sent by Kizaru. It is the Hawkeye master and apprentice. And because Hawkeye strongly demanded that Zoro not call him master, that's why the latter calls him Mister. The two of them broke out because of Zoro's ignorant nature. This missed the departure time of the Infinite Train. So I chased after him all the way. Finally in this area, catching the fast-moving Infinite Train. I have to say, open black lens bracket pirate world close black lens bracket the body of a strong man. It's simply overwhelming. It can completely crush most migrant workers. And it is precisely because of Zoro's delusion. Hawkeye and Zoro successfully avoided the invisible hypnosis of nightmare. I guess the one standing on the roof of the car is the dream ghost that General Porisolino said, which was treated carefully by His Majesty Yu, right? The sharp eyes of the hawk-eyed stared at Yan Meng like an eagle. Next second, his figure rushed out like lightning. He appeared in front of Yan Meng in an instant. Nani? Yan Meng showed a shocked expression on her face. But it was still time to make his reaction of 3.9. The eyes were covered by cold lights. Swish 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 swish. Puff puff puff. Just a blink of an eye. Yan Meng couldn't even see clearly when the opposite Hawkeye swung his sword. His body. Then in the endless sword slashing towards him. It was cut into countless pieces. Chapter 272 The Monarch Who Makes Hawkeye Admire. Only. Even Yan Meng's body was cut into countless pieces. But such injuries. But he still can't kill him. Not to mention the nightmare dream at this moment. The body has long completed the final fusion with Infinite Train. But that scene just now really scared him. Damn it, although I don't know where you two are swordsmen, how could a guy who doesn't even have Hydroop sword kill the dead ghost? The sound of nightmare dreams sounded from the entire Infinite Train. Your Majesty Yu is really a talented person. A look of admiration appeared in Hawkeye's pupils. Oh, for his attack just now. Not only did it verify the characteristics of ordinary weapons that cannot kill ghosts. At the same time, it also confirmed Yu's previous advice to them. Hawkeye is hard to imagine. How did that young emperor know about the news about this different world in advance? Can't you really kill this thing? Zoro followed closely behind and jumped onto the roof of the car. I saw that the nightmare was wrested countless pieces. But he still didn't die. An incredible look appeared on his face. Don't worry about him for now, let's go to the carriage to get the knife. Be careful to stay awake. His Majesty said that his ability can make people fall asleep. Hawkeye raised his foot and smashed a big hole on the roof of the car. His figure fell down instantly. Zoro followed. He jumped in as well. After all, their real goal this time. But it is not this weak one of the lower string. Inside the carriage, the four young men who invaded the dream attacked them together. The girl with two ponytails. He has already taken the lead in finding the unconscious realm of Purgatory Apricot. And in the endless sea of fire, I found the other party's fiery red spirit core. As long as I destroy it, I can have a beautiful dream. In order to get into a dream, the girl with a pair of ponytails raised the knife with a ferocious expression. Then he stabbed towards the spiritual core of Purgatory Apricot. However, at this critical moment, Purgatory Atsuru opposite. In fact, in a state where the body and the mind are completely separated, instinctively sensed the crisis. Before the girl with two ponytails is about to stab the spiritual core. In reality, with lightning speed, it grabbed the throat of the girl with ponytails. 250 inches. How is it possible? A human being who has been subjected to the technique should be completely unable to move. Why is it his survival instinct? The girl with two ponytails was so shocked that she couldn't move at all. The strong sense of suffocation made her consciousness gradually blur. Whether it is her, it's still a nightmare that has been hiding behind the scenes. Not expected at all. There is actually human consciousness that can be so powerful. Just by survival instinct. Then you can take real action to counter the crisis. Chapter 273 Nezuko, Iron Head. Only. Purgatory Apricot Shoro is because of virus technique. And the double bond in the subconscious that cannot kill human beings. She could never kill the girl with two ponytails. The two of them had a weird posture like this. Stumbled into a stalemate. And on the other side. Tat. The wooden box that had been tightly closed suddenly opened slowly. Immediately afterwards, Nezuko's cute pretty face came out from inside. First, I looked at the opposite side carefully from the seat. Purgatory Akatsuro, who strangled the girl with two ponytails with one hand. That was so confusing. What is this for? Then Nezuko turned her head and looked at the side. My wife Samono and Inosuke were sleeping soundly. What's going on? Finally Nezuko set her sights on her. Tanjiro Kawaman, who fell obliquely on the seat. She shook her brother hard first. Want to wake up Tanjiro Kaoru. But Tanjiro, who was trapped in the beauty dream, after being hit by the virus technique. Except for her face full of pain and sweating. There was no sign of awakening at all. In desperation, Nezuko, who is in a hurry to seek medical treatment. I can only try it with the iron head, handed down by their stove family. Bang. Don't even think about it. Nezuko hit her head directly. But her little head. How could he be the opponent of Tanjiro Sawaman, who is nicknamed Tuju? On the forehead. The stool was bleeding suddenly. Only. You really don't want to say it. Nezuko's moment really played a role. Under the influence of her vampire technique. At this moment, Tanjiro Zaoman, who was in a dream, gradually recovered his original consciousness. Wearing on the body. It also becomes exactly the same as in reality. Tanjiro Zaoman finally realized it. He is in this beautiful world, at this moment. It's just a dream. So, no matter how beautiful it is. Even if you are reluctant to leave. In the end, it was just an illusion. However, it is not easy to find an exit in your dreams. Put it in front of Tanjiro Kawaman. There are only two ways. Or find the intruder. Either cut off the person or thing that binds you. But all this has been in the nightmare's plan. Long before the action officially began. He had already deployed everything he could deal with. First, the invader he chose 4 ordinary humans who were unrecognizable. Secondly, people or things that appear in dreams. They are all the most cherished existences in the subconscious of dream makers. Least so. Whether it is destruction or killing, it is absolutely impossible to do it. Want to get rid of the dream? How easy it is. The progress seems to be very slow. The nightmare that reshaped the human form stood at the top of the car. Looking at the carriage behind. He said with a frown with an unhappy face. Chapter 274 Get out of the dream. What's going on? It's obvious that so long has passed, those 4 guys why can't even destroy a spirit core. There are those 2 people just now, although they don't look like members of the ghost-killing team, at all, and they don't even have the most basic, hydroop knife. But the strength of those 2 guys has reached the level of Pillar and it is likely that they have even surpassed Pillar. What are their destinations for Infinite Train? Damn, no matter what they want to do, I will never allow others to affect my plan. Recalling the terrifying aura emitted by Hawkeye and Zorro. 250 Even if Yan Meng knows that he has an immortal body. But I still couldn't help but feel trembling about it. And this powerful feeling. Before this. In addition to feeling it from Gui Wuyun and Zhu. I have never felt it in other, ordinary, humans and swordsmen. It really makes people feel terrifying. But fortunately those 4 wastes have bought me enough time. Nightmare regains confidence. Spread your arms. He said loudly with a sick smile on his face. Aedj. Master Wusun the Young One will definitely destroy these guys who are in trouble for you. In the carriage at the same time. Just when Tanjiro Kawaman, who was trapped in a dream, was hesitating. Behind him. But suddenly a very familiar voice sounded. Pick up the knife, what should be cut off has actually existed long ago. My father's murmur suddenly felt like he was enlightened. The hesitant Tanjiro Kaoru made up his mind. Yes. Even if you cannot determine whether the person being killed will affect the real world. Then it should be done by self-destruction. To cut off your neck. So let's break this technique. Saying. Tanjiro from the sauceman drew his sword and slashed it hard. The flames were mixed with blood splattered out. Ah! Tanjiro Zaoman was roaring. Finally, I successfully got rid of the shackles of nightmare. Back to reality. I'm fine, I'm still alive. Nezuko, are you okay? Tanjiro, who came to his senses, looked at Nezuko, who was hiding beside the seat and was still in shock. I looked at the 3 of Purgatory Ainshiro, my wife Samono, and Inosuke. And they are also in dreams. 4 men and women whom I didn't know at all. And the broken rope on my wrist. Then I realized that. It turns out that the flames appeared in the dream. It is my sister Nezuko's ghost blood technique. And the faint smell of ghost on the train ticket and rope. It also made Tanjiro Sagoya successfully connect the entire incident. The ticket was passive. And the 4 of them. It was also at that time that I was successfully hypnotized. But such a faint smell. But can he use such a powerful virus technique? Chapter 275 Conflict in 3 Views. Such an amazing technique. Suddenly, Tanjiro Kaoru realized that. The difference between the ghost they encountered this time. Only. Although he successfully escaped the dream of eating people. But the 3 of Purgatory Apricot and Sholang were still in it. How to help the 3 get out of trouble? But it has become the biggest problem for Tanjiro Zaoman now. Although he asked Nezuko to use vampire technique to burn all the ropes on the wrists of Apricot and the other 2 of them. But the 3 of them showed no sign of Su awakening. Just when he was at a loss. The girl with 2 ponytails who woke up first stabbed him with a knife. I vowed to kill this evil person who prevented her from dreaming. You what are you doing? Tanjiro Kaoru looked at the other person in amazement. Don't understand at all. Why did the girl in front of me do something to herself? Damn it, you damn guy, don't get in the way of me. The girl with 2 ponytails shouted hysterically. It's all your fault that you guys suddenly came over. I can't continue dreaming. However. Just like the girl with 2 ponytails ready to take the dagger in her hand. When he aimed at the 3 Purgatory Akatsuro who was sleeping on the side. A sudden slash. But merciless. Cut her right hand with the knife directly from it. Puff. The blood was splattering from the place where the wrist was cut off. Ah. My hand is broken. It hurts so much. The girl with 2 ponytails suddenly turned over and fell to the ground. He wailed and rolled on the ground with pain on his face. Who is it? Tanjiro Kaoru's face changed drastically. He looked up and looked at the opposite side of the car. I saw there. I don't know when it will start. There were 2 swordsmen wearing weird costumes standing. At this moment, he looked at this side with expressionless expression. And the person who just cut off the right arm of the girl with 2 ponytails. It was the young man with green hair among them. Damn it, who are you 2? Why attack the innocent civilians? Tanjiro Kaoru stepped in front of the girl with 2 ponytails. Holding sun slash. His eyes were staring at Hawkeye and Zoro opposite him with a cracked eye. Innocent. Zoro's face showed a look of disdain. While slowly retracting Hidao Yi text back into the sheath. Zero. He said with a cold voice. She is willing to help the evildoer for Ghost. Is such a guy worthy of calling him innocent? Hawkeye was on the side, although she didn't say anything. But in sharp eyes. But there is no slight sympathy or compassion. In his and Zoro's eyes. These 4 men and women in front of you. No matter what excuses you have. None of them are the reasons they help Ghost take away other people's lives. So. An accomplice is an accomplice. This can be confirmed from their actions. Is there anything else to question? The reason why they chose to do this must be something unknown.